Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today is World Rare Disease Day. World Rare Disease Day is a day celebrating people who have rare diseases, such as my daughter Maryam, who was born with a very rare disease called child syndrome. And this shirt is to support her and people who have child syndrome. It says, "I love someone rare and beautiful." The back says Team Maryam, child syndrome, with the logo, and the color is blue jeans for rare diseases. So if you have one of these shirts, I know some of you have it, tag us inshallah. But I wanted to share something about Allah's lutuf, so Allah's subtlety. It's one of Allah's names, Al-Latif, the one who is subtle in his planning and his wisdom. And subhanAllah, 7 years ago I didn't know what World Rare Disease Day was, and I didn't know what child syndrome was, but here I am talking about it and passionate about such a syndrome because Allah put me in this position. And this is the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala works so beautifully, that sometimes Allah puts us in places to use us for His creation. So maybe Allah has put you in a place and you don't know why you're there right now, but there's a purpose for it, inshallah, even if you don't know the purpose for it right now. And there's a saying that says in Arabic, "Lutfuhu yajri wa abduhu la yadri." Allah's perfect, beautiful subtlety is constant, while the servant of Allah is sometimes oblivious of the planning. So Allah could be planning for you something so perfectly and precisely and subtly that you're not even aware of it. You're not aware of the plan. Maybe you see the obstacle and you don't see the full path right now. But Allah sees it all, and even when you don't think Allah is planning for you. This is what Allah Ar-Rahman Al-Latif does for us constantly. And I wanted to share a story, subhanallah, that shows us this in such a small way. So I was in Atlanta last weekend, and I was only there for less than 24 hours. So I was in this city 4 hours away from where I live for less than 24 hours, and I took my daughter Maryam with me. And I was not planning to go to a mall whatsoever, but my brother, who I met there, wanted to go to this mall, so I went there with him, inshallah. And when I was leaving, and subhanAllah, that Allah chose for me to leave at the same second with my daughter Maryam, as another mom is entering the same mall. And this other mom also has a child who has the tracheostomy, and my daughter Maryam has the trach. And we're passing by each other. She's entering the mall, I'm exiting the mall at the same exact moment. And we almost see each other and just recognize between each other that, hey, we both have trach babies, right? It was just very subtle. She walked in, and subhanAllah, I was just how random is what I thought. I get to my car, and just moments later, a girl comes running to me. And apparently she's this mother's daughter. And she says, "My mom forgot the suction catheter for my brother." For those who have ever worked with trachs, you have to have a suction machine on you all the time, and especially a suction catheter to get the stuff out, right? And subhanallah, I never ever have an extra suction catheter if I'm in town. When I'm in town, I have the one that Maryam's using, and obviously they're not shareable. But subhanallah, that because I was in Atlanta, I had several extra ones just in case that were brand new. So I instantly knew, and I told her, I know for a fact I have an extra brand new unopened suction catheter. And she looked at me and she was so happy. She was so relieved, because for any trach moms out there, you know how instant sometimes you need to suction right away. So I gave it to her and she was so happy, and she thanked me and she went inside. And until this moment, a week later almost, I can't stop thinking about this. Out of Allah's perfect subtlety, He planned that this woman used a suction catheter by me, who I was there. Allah placed me there in that moment, not because my brother wanted to go to the mall, but perhaps for this lady whose son would need a suction catheter. From me, who I don't even live there. I'm almost 4 hours away from home. And here I am, because of Maryam, I have a suction catheter, a brand new one. It's just beyond me how Allah works in such amazing ways. When we don't know He's planning, He's planning. So this is what I want to share with you all on World Rare Disease Day, inshallah.